Welcome back to my channel, guys.
She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. She's a Mona Lisa.
Today is a brand new day, a brand new video from me. For this video, I've been noticing around YouTube, everyone's like tier ranking everything, and I really wanted to do it with my favorite topic ever, Sarah J Maas's book characters. They are a holy creation. I literally love them. If there's any reason for you to ever pick up a book, it's them, these specific characters that I will be talking to you about today and ranking for you. They're just my favorite thing ever. They're the reason I love her books, besides the plots. It's just unfair that people don't know about them. When I first started reading her books, I was like, oh, this is a bit boring. But then I fell in love with the characters, and I've never, ever not read one of her books.
Why the fuck you lying?
Today I'll be just tier ranking all of the characters, and it's gonna be really interesting. I will have spoilers for the series, both series, in this video, so make sure you've read the books or you don't care about spoilers. This is your number one warning. There will be spoilers for both series. So my tier ranking, I wrote it myself, and I'll also have it down in the description in case you guys want to use it. I just did definition of perfection, synonym to perfection, amazing, getting there, and then Amarantha's level. And Amarantha's level is the worst to be on because she's literally the worst person ever. I literally hate her. Let's get started. I have all the characters here. They're from her 2 series. I unfortunately have not read Crescent City yet. Never, ever not read one of her books.
Why the fuck you lying?
But here they are just characters from Throne of Glass and A Court of Thorns and Roses. Number 1 is Cassian, and I love Cassian. He's literally amazing. So his definition of perfection, I love him. He's literally me in a male version, and I say that about everyone, but it's literally the truth. He's so selfless and brave and amazing. Like, he doesn't need to be the alpha, but he is, if you know what I mean. He's literally so attractive. Look, I have a photo of him right here. He's definitely definition of perfection. Second one is Amaranth. She's amazing. She's not anything close to perfection just because she's not very open. Her character is not very dimensional. Right now she's amazing. I'm really hoping that in the next few books where Sarah is writing about companion novels, she will have a bigger improvement. I love her and Devarian. They're amazing. They're literally the hate to love relationship. Ooh, Ianthe, horrible. Amarantha's level, I hate that bitch. She's literally she's that annoying friend you have in high school who tells you what to do and she misguides you. Like, she's like, oh yeah, you look really nice, but you would look better if you did this, but she makes you look worse, and I hate her. She's toxic. She ruined my babies. She's literally like taking advantage of her status and her role in the courts to sleep with men who don't want to sleep with her, and it's disgusting. She disgusts me. She can rot in hell. Let's do some Throne of Glass characters. Ooh, who should we do next? Manon. She's literally, I love her. She's definition of perfection. I love her. She's such a mood. I love her to bits. Ooh, he's a pirate boy from The Assassin's Blade and Empire of Storms. I love him. He's I might just put him in Getting There because I really liked him, but he was a side character. Eileen from A Court of Thorns and Roses is she just literally, she has no personality. She's like a girly Bella. She has no personality. All she wants to do is garden, and I love that she has a hobby. I love when characters have hobbies, but she's literally so I can't wait for her book so that she can redeem herself in my eyes, because she's just so boring. She does nothing. She's useless. She like gets kidnapped in the 3rd book and someone has to save her. Like, she's literally useless. Aileen Galantheus, yeah, she is the synonym to perfection, not definition, because she has a big tendency to leave things to herself and not let other people help her, and she keeps secrets. And what happened in between Empire of Storms and Kingdom of Ash really irked me. So she's synonym to perfection because, like I said, she doesn't allow people to help her, and those few that she doesn't do it on an 100% level. Like, she still keeps secrets. She's staying there until she fixes that attitude. Oh, this is Irene Towers, and she's the definition of perfection. We don't get to see her a lot besides The Assassin's Blade, a short story dedicated to her, and Tower of Dawn, which is a companion novel with Kale, Nezran, F something, and Irene. It's a companion novel about them. I really love her. She's such a feminist, and she's everything. She's such a mom. And the fact that she was pregnant and literally saved everyone in the last book, what a power move. I love when the chosen trope is shifted to someone else, because Aileen was the one who was meant to kill everyone, but she did it instead. So I love her. Rowan is getting there. He never really warmed my heart. He was just like, Aileen deserves him so much. They deserve each other so much. But for me, he didn't do anything. He just stood there with his tattoos on his face. And I love the hair, though. The hair is Kale Westfall. And they did him dirty with this character thing. He's really ugly in this one, and I did not picture him like that. But he's going to amazing. He's going to amazing. Everyone hates him, and I hated him too in the books after Crown of Midnight, because I was like, don't be a piece of shit for no reason. But then in Tower of Dawn, and I know everyone hates that book, but it was literally my favorite book in the series. He redeemed himself. He proved to me that not all men are shits and they can fix themselves, and we love the character improvement. We really do. Amarantha? Yuck. She can go there. Next, we've got Tamlin, who is getting there. I know his nickname is Tamlin the Tool in the fandom, and I completely understand. Homeboy has issues. He really needs therapy, but he's not the worst person ever. He literally tried with all his heart to give Farah what he thought she deserved. We're not going to talk about book 2. Actually, we are. His behavior in book 2 should not be tolerated, and he wasn't. You know, he realized his mistake, and in my eyes, he has redeemed himself. That argument that he's a piece of shit because in A Court of Thorns and Roses, when they were under the mountain, instead of trying to save Feyre, he wanted to have sex with her the one time they went together. That is invalid because Homegirl also wanted to have sex. It is an invalid argument. They both wanted to do the deed. And it's not, like, it's also Feyre's fault. She's not responsible for saving him, so why did she go under there? The whole thing is all about, oh, you doomed us, Feyre, you didn't let him down. You put a curse on us, but literally, Homegirl didn't have to do shit for yous. Yous put yourself in that situation, so get out of it. She doesn't have to do shit for you. Basically, he's getting there. I really hope we get a book for him. He's not the worst person ever, and I understand he did some really crap shit, but who doesn't do crap shit? We literally, all of us, we're horrible. We're horrible people, so we can't expect him to be perfect. Everyone has flaws, and that's the whole point of a story, for people to do shitty things to get the plot going. So without him, the series would not even have a plot, because he's literally the motivation for fans. Our hatred for him drives us. We're just sitting there in our beds at night just thinking about how much we hate him. But I'm starting to love him, so I really hope we get a book in his perspective, or about his love story, about him finding his mate. So yeah. Next, we've got Nesta, who's also another nasty little bitch, but she's amazing. Actually, no. She's like in the border of and getting there, because I just don't like her I just don't like her personality. She's a bitch for the sake of being a bitch. Like, Feyre has talked about how Nesta feels things more intensely than most people, and she either feels too much or too little, and I never understood if she's trying to put her on a spectrum or if she has a disorder or something like that, because it is high fantasy. Those things aren't discussed the same way that they're discussed in contemporary or urban fantasy, so I've never quite understood her character, but she's really interesting. I just really hate how she treats people. She's really getting on my nerves sometimes, but I cannot wait for her book with Cassian. They're literally soulmates. I don't give a what you say. It's gonna be better than anything Sarah J Maas has ever written. And if it isn't, I'm gonna sue. Next, it's Sartak, who I actually quite loved. We've only seen him in one book and a bit of the last book. He is going to amazing. He's literally amazing. He's the definition of amazing because he's such a good boyfriend, such a good lover. He's such a good king, but he wants the best for everyone. Who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want that in a man? And he's so respectful and he's so cultured. Oh my god. And his story with the cave where he was raised, and oh, I literally love him. Next, we have King of Hybern, who a lot of people hate because obviously he's the villain. They need to hate him. But for me, he's because he never really scared me as much as Amarantha. He's literally a background character, and like the whole plot of A Court of Wings and Ruin is centered around his tyranny. But I'm literally never scared of him. He's really entertaining. I was rereading A Court of Mr. Fury a couple days ago, and that scene where he's there, he's literally so funny for no reason. Like, what do you have to be so funny when you're a villain? Next, we've got Dorian, who I love. He is amazing. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna move Eileen down to amazing, and I'm gonna move Dorian to synonym of perfection. He is such a cinnamon roll. He is so attractive and unique. He's the boyfriend you never saw potential with, but then he literally came back after the summer and he was glowed up, and he still gave you attention because he's just so respectful and kind. So he's synonym to perfection. He's staying there. Love him. I love you to bits. More is amazing. I think her and Eileen would really get along together. I love her. She's literally like into fashion, but she's also a badass, and she has this feminist story. The thing that made me love her the most is the fact that her favorite color is red, but she chose not to wear it around Feyre, or not at all, because she knew that it gave Feyre flashbacks of her time under the mountain. So I love her because like she had to, it's not that deep, but she had to hide a piece of herself for her friend, and that speaks volumes in this case, because Feyre had just come from the spring court where Ianthe literally put red roses, the one thing that Feyre asked for, to not have red color at her wedding, and Ianthe had showered the whole venue in red. Next is Lysandra, whom I also love. She's literally amazing. I thought after Kingdom of Ash, she deserved so much more than Adrian, who, oh my god, I forgot to add Adrian. That is disgusting. Anyway, Adrian did not deserve our girl Lysandra after Kingdom of Ash, after throwing her in the snow naked because he was pissed at her. Who does that? Just because you're mad, it does not mean you get to act the way you did. So that's why you don't get a ranking in this. Next is Lorcan, who is my absolute, he's going to number one. I love him. I love him so much. He's literally my favorite out of the whole series. I love him. And Elide, I love her to bits too. She's literally a synonym, or no, she's the definition of perfection. Literally, our girl was injured, disabled, and she still managed to literally do everything she did. I forgot everything she did because I haven't read the series in 2 years and I'm going to reread it soon. But literally, she's amazing. I love her. And her and Lorcan, I love them. I love them to bits. Azriel is amazing. Again, he's one of those characters where I didn't get a connection with because he's just a side character, so I'm waiting to see how he is in his own novel. I'm really worried about the Eileen Lucian, I didn't put him in. Oh my. Anyway, I'm really worried about how Sarah J Maas will treat Lucian, Eileen, and Azriel's love triangle, because Azriel has literally been in love with Moore, who's lesbian. He's been in love with her for centuries, so the fact that he might enter into a relationship where the girl will not be 100% with him scares me, because he deserves everything in this world. And I think that Sarah J Maas just wants to prove that just being soulmates doesn't mean you actually belong together. It just means that the universe thought that you're pretty similar and should be together, because that was talked about in A Court of Mr. Fury by RHYSAND, who said that his parents, although they were soulmates and although his dad was good with his mom, they were the worst pairing ever. So maybe that's something Sarah is doing, because I do remember Lucian returned from the war in A Court of Wings and Ruin. He returned with a woman whom he found, and apparently there's a whole story there. So maybe that is also a ship. I'm just waiting. I'm impatiently waiting for those books. Now, oh, I didn't even mean to do that. Feyre and RHYSAND. We are going to put Feyre in synonym to perfection because she's such a strong protagonist. The only time she pissed me off was in A Court of Wings and Ruin, because Homegirl got an ego. She deserves it, because in the first, a lot of people hate A Court of Thorns and Roses, but I reread it for the third time this year, a couple of days ago, and I really loved it. I thought that it's such a good representation of Feyre's character. So she's going to synonym of perfection. And RHYSAND, his definition of perfection, he's always been my favorite. I've always compared male protagonists to him, so yeah, he's going to the top definition of perfection. Yeah, and that is it. That is it for the tier ranking. I hope you enjoyed. I definitely had a lot of fun talking about these characters. Well, I didn't really talk as much as fangirled, but I hope that if you were watching without reading the series, now you want to. I know there were some pretty big spoilers that I just shouted at you, but maybe that won't stop you from, you know, picking up this series. As you can see, oh, look at this. How cool is that? I really hope you liked it. It's not as entertaining if you can't relate to the stuff I'm talking about. I hope I made enough mistakes in this video so I can put together some bloopers, because otherwise, what's the point of the video if there's no bloopers? Thank you so much for watching. There you go, a blooper. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you liked it. I will see you next time. Oh shit, I forgot this was up there. Hi. Hello. Whatever. It's okay. I could have first pair. What was I saying? Oh my god, I need to dust these bookshelves. Yeah, look at how ugly Kale looks compared to freaking Rowan and Dorian. He's so ugly. And everybody else is so attractive. Like, why would they do that to him? It's honestly, it pisses me off.
She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her.